Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a reading for the month of January 2019. And I've already pulled some cards for us and I have some really exciting messages to tell you. This month is going to be super positive for us and it's going to be full of good luck, abundance, and many transformative changes for us. And it's going to be a month that has so many blessings in store for us, and a lot of yeses are going to transpire. Whatever it is, things are going to turn into yeses for us and doors are going to open. And that is what I'm feeling. It's something that seems very prevalent in the cards that I pulled, and I feel in my heart that this is the truth for January. So I'm really excited to share everything that I have seen and received from my spirit guides pertaining to this month. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Ace of Wands, and with this deck it's called the Ace of Action. And I actually didn't really pull it with the intention of seeing what the month of January has in store for us. I put it out on this board to see how many cards would fit on this board, but interesting enough, I only pulled this one, and it was kind of subconscious the way I did it, and I think it was completely guided by my spirit guides to do this. And right after I put it on the board, I kind of glanced at it, but I didn't really look at it really. And then once I really noticed it, I realized that it was actually a huge message for January, and it was something that I actually had a premonition of. So before I set up this reading and started pulling cards and everything, I started thinking about ladybugs, and it was really interesting that it came to mind. I started thinking about this card in particular actually, because this card came out for me a few days ago, and I realized something in the card that I never noticed before, and I realized that there was a ladybug on it, and it's so small in the picture, and I know why I didn't see it and overlooked it, because it's so small and you could seriously just skip over it so easily. But when I noticed the ladybug, I was just happy about it because I really love ladybugs. I have always had an affinity towards them, and I just remember all of the times that I've come across a ladybug and held one in my hand, and they were all really special moments for me, and I would always make a wish whenever I held a ladybug and when it flew away. And so it's something that is close to my heart. Ladybugs are just a really special totem animal for me. And so this is a good luck charm for January. But anyways, when I saw this card, I was like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about ladybugs. And it wasn't just one thought. I really contemplated about ladybugs. I was thinking about a time I took this mediumship class, and the teacher talked about how he gave a reading to someone and he called them ladybirds because he is from the UK, and that's what they're called in that place of the world. And I just remembered that experience, oh, a spirit can show ladybugs to us as well. Ladybugs can also be signs. But he gave a reading to someone and he saw ladybugs, ladybirds in his mind, and the person said they saw a lot of them and it was a sign from her loved ones. So I just thought that was amazing. I usually think of butterflies, but ladybugs are also a sign from spirit. And so there's just like something so positive about the ladybug totem coming through in the month of January. And I also think that it has a message about 2019 like all together. Like it's a big message for next year. And the first thing I thought of was ladybugs symbolize good luck. They're like a good luck charm. They represent good luck. And I actually had to look it up because I was interested, like, what else do ladybugs symbolize? So I looked up ladybug spirit animal, and the first thing I saw was that they mean good luck, so I was like validated on that. But they're also a message about abundance, and it said they are a blessing of abundance. And that made me really happy because that's something that I've been like hoping for, wishing for. And it also talked about how it's a message about wishes. So if you have a wish, it's a message that it will be granted soon. Because when we hold ladybugs and they fly away, we make a wish. So they represent wishes, and they also represent blessings. And so there's a big message that next year is going to bring us a lot of our wishes, a lot of our hopes, and many, many blessings. And there was also a message about counting our blessings and gifts, because we see the black spots on ladybugs' shells, and so they represent appreciating the little things but also the big things in life, and counting our blessings, because we are very blessed and we have a lot of gifts in our lives. So it's seeing those blessings and gifts. And so this is just such a positive message for us. And I'm going to leave the link to the site I visited to find this information about the ladybug spirit animal, so you can read about it as well. I just memorized the things that really stood out to me, but there may be something else written there that is specific to you and something that you can find meaning for. So I'm going to show you this card and the ladybug. And this card is just beautiful. It's so positive. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see this ladybug. It's right there. I'm still getting used to using the zoom on my camera. But there it is. It's so small. You could easily skip over that. But it's just, it's amazing that there's a ladybug in this. And another thing I noticed is it's the Ace of Wands. The Ace, an ace is number 1. And so it's talking about January, like the first month of next year. Number 1, the first month. And there's only 4 ace cards, 4 1 cards in the entire tarot. So it's amazing that one of those ace cards came out. It represents the month of January, and it's just a beautiful card. And we see this cherub with a trumpet, and this makes me think of New Year's and how some people use those party trumpets like that are made out of paper, and when you blow in it, it like expands, like it curls up and then it goes out. And so it's representing that, like, New Year's, the first of the year, and celebrating that. And I have a, like, tradition that I do, like, every year on New Year's. And when, like, after the countdown is over and it's, like, the new year, like, the first of the year, I'll go outside, and I'll do this with my family, and we'll bang pots and pans like really loud. And so it also talks about this, like seeing this trumpet, because it's like noise, it's creating some kind of sound. And so that's like my family tradition. We'll bang pots and pans to celebrate the new year. And maybe you celebrate it that way as well. Maybe that's something you also do. And yeah, so this card also says this cherub is heralding a time of wonderful new opportunities related to your creativity, your career, or pursuing your dreams. This is a card of action, and if you've been procrastinating, it's time to really get busy. It's also a great time to start a new business. Have confidence in your abilities. So it mentions like a heralding time, and that's like predicting the future. A herald is a message about the future. So it says wonderful new opportunities related to career, creativity, and pursuing your dreams. So next year is about manifesting our dreams and doing something different with our career, and like going to the next level. And wishes will be granted because the ladybug, I feel like the ladybug actually represents next year. And this is actually reminding me of the Chinese animals. And I know I've heard like 1 year is the year of the dragon, and then the next year is the year of the goat, and they have this list of animals, and like an animal represents that year. So I'm curious what animal this year or like next year represents 2019 for like Chinese culture. I'm going to look that up. I'm curious, but that's coming up. But if not, it's just a message that the ladybug is the animal of next year. And it's a beautiful totem to have. It's like an amazing omen. And another card that came out, one second, I'll show you the deck. So this came from the Earthbound Oracle deck, and I just took it off, like, it was the first card on the deck, and it says gift. And I smiled when I saw this because I keep getting messages that some kind of miracle and blessing is going to come into my life soon, and I felt that this was a message for me, but I also feel that it's a message for many of us pertaining to January of next year. And so January is going to be a gift to us, to many of us. It's going to be a present of a month, like wrapped all pretty and with a red bow on top. It's like going to be this like beautifully packaged time for us. Like it's going to be like a gift to us. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be an amazing, really positive month. And another thing that I got from this card, this is absolutely amazing. There's seeds at the bottom of this card. And so I received a message that this is about planting seeds. So the seeds that we planted this year, like, it's possible that they haven't really grown yet. Like, they're still in the stages of blooming and creating fruit for us, like this apple. And so, like, next year, they are going to grow for us. They are going to bring us fruit and blessings and a lot of gifts. But this also has a double message. So, last New Year's, I did a ritual to celebrate the new year. And I actually got a New Year ahead reading from a tarot reader, and she talked about how rituals are something that you could do to celebrate the new year, and it would be really good for me. And she did this specific ritual with grape seeds. So she ate grapes and she kept the seeds throughout the entire year, and it brought her a lot of abundance and blessings. And so I did the same thing, but I used cherries instead, and I kept the cherry seeds. And so, like, it's just amazing how this card came out, and it shows seeds. And it was something I did last year for New Year's. So I still have these seeds. And I was curious, like, you know, there's 4 seeds in this card, so I was wondering, like, did I keep 4 or like more than 4 seeds? I kept 5, but that's close. That's close. And here they are, and I kept them in this golden pouch because it represents abundance and, like, gold, you know, like finances. And so yeah, but you know, this card does kind of show 5 seeds because we see the core, like a seed in the core of the apple. So 5 seeds, this card's talking about this. And the Ace of Wands card came out a second time, believe it or not, in a separate deck. And this card has a message about gifts as well. So I took out this tarot book that I've been using for a long time to really, like, remember the different meanings of each card, and it's helped me so much. The first 2 words of the meaning of the Ace of Wands is a gift. Oh my gosh, it like blew me away when I read this. So it says, a gift of strength, of power, of the love of living. And it talks about the Yod's presence in all the aces, but that of Pentacles indicates that we receive these primal experiences as a gift from life. We cannot cause or produce them by any normal means. They come to us as hands emerging from clouds. Only by reaching the high states of awareness shown in the later cards of the major arcana can we understand the sources of these bursts of elemental energy. In ordinary situations, it is enough to experience and appreciate them. At the beginning of some situation, the beginning of a year, January, no card could signal a better start. It gives eagerness and strength. Isn't that amazing? It says no other card could signal a better start to a year, to the year, to any kind of beginning of some kind of situation. And in this situation, we're talking about the first of next year. So that blew me away. And 2 more cards came out. And both of these are super positive. Transformation and yes. So next year, and especially January, we are going to experience a lot of transformative energies, like transformation in all kinds of ways. Whether it be some kind of transformation within ourselves, like we grow spiritually, or our life changes in big and really positive ways, or so something in our life transforms. A relationship, finances, career, creativity, home, family, travel, like so many things are going to transform. Maybe you wanted to travel somewhere but couldn't, and all of a sudden, like the 1st of January, January comes and all of a sudden the door is like wide open and you can walk through the door and you travel to that place. Or like the relationship that you're in, it goes to the next level. Like you've been talking about marriage and all of a sudden like someone proposes to you, like your partner proposes, and you're engaged. Like next level, like next level stuff is going to take place. A lot of transformation changes. And the Yes card came out. So next year in January, like it's a time for the answer yes. So it's going to be a yes year. So whatever wish you have, whatever like hopes are on your mind are going to become a yes. Like if they were a no before, they're going to be a yes now. Like I just said, like marriage. You wanted it to be a yes for like all this time, you wanted to be married, but it just wasn't happening, and all of a sudden, bam, like you're engaged, you're proposed to, and you say yes to them. Or like your career has been giving you some like difficulties and it's been kind of rough, and all of a sudden next year comes around and things start happening, like, and things will quickly get better for you. Things will start picking up, people start coming to you for your services, and the thing that was a block before and limiting before, it's not limiting anymore, and the floodgates open, like the doors just fly wide open and things are completely different and things are like changed drastically. So there's a message about drastic change. And I also want to say that I feel that one person, or many of you watching this reading, had a major question about your life and you were hoping for something and you were wondering if it will happen for you soon, or it will happen for you, and the answer is yes. So if you're watching this reading, if you had a big question, then the answer is yes for you. And this card doesn't come out very often, and it surprises me that it was the second card that came out for the month of January and for next year. It's just a really positive card to get, and next year it has a lot of positive changes in store for us, and I really do feel that it's a year for yeses. It's the year of yes, and I feel that, well, it seemed like for me that this year was a year for not a whole lot of change. Like I felt that like there were a lot of times where things were just moving really slow. It was more like the year that is like really chill and laid back almost before something big happens, which is going to be next year. It was like the break before a lot of change comes in, that resting period. So I feel that like this year was that resting period for a lot of us, and next year is going to be what we were like preparing ourselves for. And it's not negative. The change feels really, really positive, and I feel a lot of blessings coming into a lot of our lives. And so it's like preparing for a major positive change and transformation. And we need to prepare sometimes for like even positive change, because like any change is different and it kind of like takes you back, I guess. It can rattle you, like no matter what change it is. Like imagine being poor one day and then within a month you're a millionaire. You know, like that is like so drastic. Like there kind of needs to be that period in between, that resting period, where you kind of like gradually like move into becoming a millionaire. Things usually don't happen overnight, but there's something about like things like it feeling that way next year. Like things may actually like drastically change, and it's like it happened overnight, and it's fast moving. Next year is going to be a really fast and speedy year. Things are really going to manifest quickly, and the wands are fast, and like that element is just fast. Like it represents wildfires. Like when you see or think of a wildfire, they catch quickly. It just happens in seconds or minutes, you know, like it takes less than a day for a wildfire to spread, like, and travel a lot of miles. And this card, it says spark of life. So a spark is going to start. You're going to like spark something. You're going to create some kind of spark, and it's going to turn into a wildfire, and it's going to go like blazing throughout your whole life. That's why it says like spark of life. Something is going to spark, a flame is going to begin, and is going to create a blazing fire, and it's going to change things for us. And it's like a positive wildfire. It's like a spark of passion. It's a spark of change. And it's going to be change that we were hoping for and were expecting. And it's going to end up being something more than we ever imagined it to be and expected it to be. Like I said, it's going to be the next level. Whatever you expected, it's going to be like above that. It's going to be elevated and heightened into something even greater for us. And it's going to happen quickly. It's going to happen fast. So January looks super positive for us, and I'm so ecstatic about it. I'm so excited for January to see what it has in store for me and what it has in store for many of us. I would love to see how January plays out for you and how these messages transpire for you. I would love to know. So feel free to leave comments about your experiences with this reading. I would really love to hear about it. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.